friends, so today I'm doing a book haul for my February purchases. I didn't get many books this month, which is good because I usually end up getting like 20-ish books. The past couple book hauls, if you've seen them, damage has been done. But here I only have 6 books to show you, so I'm just gonna get on started. The first book was actually gifted to me, so that's exciting. And this is This Star Won't Go Out by Esther Earl. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this book before. It's about Esther who was fighting cancer, and this is her story. And John Green does the introduction for this book, which is how I knew about it from John Green's video, but it's a huge book. It's really nice. It's hardcover, but I'm really excited to read this. It's going to be emotional, but I'm excited, so we'll see where this goes. Next, super exciting, I got A Beautiful Wedding by Jamie McGuire. If you know me at all, you know that my favorite book, my favorite new adult book, is Beautiful Disaster. At least it's one of my favorite. Beautiful Disaster basically introduced me to the whole new adult genre, and I'm obsessed with it, and I read it all the time. I've read Beautiful Disaster probably 5 times now, and I read this already because I just read it when I got it last month, but it's so good. If you haven't read Beautiful Disaster yet, I definitely think you should read it and go get this and get Walking Disaster and just have a good old time because it's great. But I'm not going to talk about this that much because if you haven't read Beautiful Disaster, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but Beautiful Wedding, it's a novella, it's super skinny, but it's really good. I have the 3rd installment in the Crossfire series by Sylvia Day. This is Entwined With You. I already read it and oh my god, you guys, I love this. I'm officially in love with Gideon. Gideon Cross from this series. So good. I cannot wait for the 4th book to come out. I really can't. Like, whew, I'm obsessed with this. I read Bear to You a while back, and then I read the 2nd one, and I loved it so much, so I went and bought this one, and I loved it so much, and now I need the 4th one. The first one wasn't, like, amazing to me, but the 2nd and 3rd are so good. Like, I don't even know. I'm so obsessed, but I need the 4th one because it's just that good, and I'm obsessed with it. Love. Next, I have something a little bit different. This is actually a poetry book, and it's called As Often as Miracles. It's by Clementine von Radix, and I had to get this at the Where Are You Press on Etsy, so I'll link that down below if you're interested. But it's just this little tiny book, and it's just filled with poems by Clementine von Radix, and I have to say, I'm a big poetry fanatic. Some of you know that maybe, but I loved this. It was so good, and I just loved the poetry in here. I thought it was amazingly written and just so heartfelt, and I could really feel it. It was very raw and real, and I just loved it so much. So if you guys want a video about this, I'd be happy to do so. I know I've gotten requests to do videos about my own poetry or about poetry in general, so who knows if I'll do that, but I think I might review this because I'm just obsessed with it, and I think it's totally worth buying because it's just amazing poetry. So if you're into poetry, I would definitely recommend for you to go check this out on her Etsy. Next, I have a book that I'm so excited about. I think I've been saying that for all of these, but I'm so excited about this. I haven't read it yet, but I've been waiting forever, and I got it finally. Edge of Always by J.A. Redmersky. I am so excited to read this. I just haven't gotten to it because I just have so much to read recently. I've been so busy, but no excuses. I'm gonna read this soon because The Edge of Never, again, is one of my favorite new adult books, and I needed this one because I just needed to continue Cameron and Andrew's journey. And the last book that I have for you guys is The Redemption of Callie and Caden by Jessica Sorensen. I was so excited when I saw this because I had no idea it was out yet. I got it like a couple weeks before I thought it was going to be out. It was at my Barnes & Noble, and I was like, what? Because I like knew the date it was supposed to come out, and it wasn't that date, but they had it there, and I was super excited. I have not read this yet, which sounds crazy. If you have read The Coincidence of Callie and Caden, which was the first one, you could read the 2nd one on like a Nook or something, but I decided to wait because I just like having books, and I thought that if I read it on like a Nook, there'd be no point for me to buy it in book, which I would want. So I waited because that's what I wanted to do. I don't know, but that was so hard for me because if you've read the book, you know it ends in like the biggest cliffhanger ever, and I still haven't read this yet because, I don't know, I'm crazy, but I'm so excited to read this. I was so excited I found it, and I just love this, so super excited to read that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this pretty quick book haul. I only had a couple books compared to my other book hauls. This was nothing. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any requests for me or any questions, comments, or anything like that, you can feel free to leave it down below, and I'll get back to you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye! Three tomatoes and a mango. I'm learning how to tell stories so I can tell the world your story. I read poems, but they fall short of the way your hair falls across your face, so I shut the book. You have dirty hands and a sugary heart and convenience store taste in wine. The way you say my name feels like fireworks on an unexpected day, like October 9th or April 22nd. This is a poem about the first time I saw you naked and the night you showed up at my door at 2 a.m. with 3 tomatoes and a mango. My calendar was rude enough to remind me it has been 43 days since we last touched. Still, I calculate how long it would take me to walk 2,387 miles, and strangely I feel better. 598 hours and 12 minutes. It's 11 a.m. and I'm sitting in a restaurant 3 beers in. Believe me, even I'm surprised I'm still alive sometimes. I've been drinking about you for 2 days. Lately, you remind me of a wild thing chewing through its foot. But you are already free, and I don't know what to do except trace the rough line of your draw and try not to place blame. But here's the truth. It is hard to be in love with somebody who's in love with someone else. I don't know how to turn that into poetry. I am sitting in class, and the professor asks if anyone in the room can put a face on the statistic. If anyone knows any of the 1 in 3 people who is now forever a renamed victim. I lower my eyes. I raise my hand against insisting memories. I wonder if my trauma is showing. If everyone else can see my body is bruised by betrayal, that my eyes are neon signs flashing broken, broken, broken. Violence is not just the moment, not just the night he stole the very last part of me. That only happened to my body, and the body is soft, it is resilient. Built to absorb blows. The spirit is not so lucky. The spirit is the reason I spent the next 6 months flinching. The reason I'm worried loving me now comes with a warning label. Warning. I have memories like landmines. You cannot possibly walk carefully enough. There are days that I open my mouth and all that comes out is apologies. Days when I'm sorry, but you can't fucking touch me. Violence is my being judged for what he did wrong. It's months of therapy and medication. Once my phone rang in the middle of the street and I got so scared I couldn't breathe. Once I was so drunk so he didn't stop when I said stop. Once he got away with it. I thought that it was my fault. I waited too long to call the police. I had the bad luck of being out of earshot of anyone who could testify against him or save me. I called him 4 days later to offer my forgiveness. There are days I want to track down God, point to my life and yell, none of this was part of my goddamn plan, but I know he'd just shrug and say, I'm sorry. I never meant to give the impression that any of this would be easy. I know none of this is easy. But that's why I invented time. It's slow and a steady promise. If you just hold on, just white knuckle grip, keep breathing, time will take you far enough away from anything. It is a blessing. It will heal you if you let it. Let it heal you. Tell your mother. Let it heal you. Name yourself in a classroom. Let it heal you. Lie beside a man whose hands you trust. Let him wrap his arms around you and say, baby, you are not broken. We are more than the worst thing that's ever happened to us. All of us need to stop apologizing for having been to hell and come back breathing. Your bad dreams are battle scars. What doesn't kill you cuts fucking deep, but scars are just skin growing back thicker when it heals. Let it heal you. Try. To be honest, open. Even if some days that means saying, I still feel broken, I'm too beat down to even get out of bed, but I have faith. Yes, tomorrow I will stand. I'll relearn justice, and I'll love without fear. I will be braver than some monster who crawled out from under my bed. I swear, I will not give him the satisfaction of believing he is the thing that broke me. You told me mornings were the best time to break your own heart, so here I am, smoking your brand of cigarettes for the scent. I wonder if you still sing Beatles songs while you make coffee. You said your mother sang them to you when you couldn't sleep, 19 years before we met and 20 before you packed your books up in boxes while I was at work. By the way, I hate you for leaving all the photographs on the fridge. Taking them down felt like peeling off new scabs, felt like slapping a sunburn. I have spent so many nights carving your body into pillows, I can promise you nothing feels like sleeping with your arms slung around me and your breath in my ear. Still, it's comforting to know we sleep under the same moon, even if she's so much older when she gets to me. I like to imagine she sees you sleeping and wants me to know you're doing well. I mean, you ask me not to fall in love with you, and then you go write poems with your tongue and draw constellations in my freckles. So that's sort of a gist of what this is all about, so if you're interested, check it out.